Music One can import song data from your old music scheduler or from your digital automation system. We're happy to do that for you, and there's no cost to do it. But if you want to do it yourself, this video will show you the basics of importing a fixed-width text file. This is quite similar to importing a tab-delimited file, and I recommend you also look at that video if you're going to do an import yourself. You'll find some extra information about the process there. But it's pretty simple to do. Before you set up the template for importing the file, you should open the text file with the text editor. You can use any word processor too. Look at the text file to make sure that all the song data is consistent from one record to another. Here's a song library file that was exported from another music scheduler. The station made it a 3-line file, so they would have plenty of space to get all the data fields they used from their other music scheduler into Music One. Each record has 3 lines of data. The first line has the artist name, the second line has the title of the song, the file number for their digital automation system, the tempo code is the last item on the line, and the third line has the song length or run time, the ending, the gender, and the intro time is there too. To import this file, you'll need to set up a template within Music One telling it how to read the file, which line has which data, and where on each line the data field begins and ends. Now let's go to Music One and see how it's done. Open the File menu and select Import. You see there's an option to import from another Music One database too. In that case, you don't have to set up an import parameter. You just open the other library file from here and then click on the categories in that one that you want to import into this library. What we want to do now, though, is import from File. The Import Tracks window appears, opening with the File Preparation screen. Click the Browse button after File number 1 and locate your text file. This one has 3 lines per song, remember, so I'll tell Music One that it has 3 lines in this box. We can also tell it to import from up to 4 different files at once, but that's very rare, and we do that kind of import here at the support office. Delimited files sometimes have quotation marks before and after each field of data. You can tell Music One to ignore the quotation marks in that case. And sometimes a text file has a header at the top. We can tell Music One to ignore that too. To set up the definitions, go to the Define Fields screen. You'll see the text file itself appears in the bottom area of the screen. You can scroll all the way down to the last song if you want to, but you cannot edit the text file from here. Now, we click the Insert button to add as many fields as we're going to import. In this case, to be brief, I'm just going to add 6 fields. You see on the left, 6 fields appear. I click to select the first one, and then I tell the selected field what type of data it's going to be. You'll notice that the Type Selections menu has every kind of field that I might need. Everything is available: category, hit year, hit month, gender, sound code, composer, arranger. If your text file has the data, Music One can import it properly. I want to define the first field as Artist 1. Most songs will have only one artist. My second field will be Artist 2, and that will be for duets in my library. Field number 3 is Machine Location, my digital broadcast system file number. Field number 4 is Title. Field number 5 is Length or Runtime. Field number 6 is Ending. Now that I have my 6 fields named, let's tell Music One where to find the data for each of the fields. Select number 1 in the top screen, Artist Name. Now, I have some duets in this library too, and both artists appear on line 1 in the text file, so I'll scroll down until I find a duet to work with. Here's one by Robbie Williams and Nicole Kidman. When I click on any line, the data from that line appears in this little ribbon of a field in the middle of the window. Here I select all of the area where Artist 1 data will be. That will be from the very left column over to just before the first letter of the second artist's name. Now with that area selected, I click the Set button. And you see Robbie Williams' name now appears in the Artist 1 column. Now I click to select the second line, Artist 2. And below, I select Nicole's name, and I put the cursor as far to the right as it will go, to be sure that I get all of the name area. Farther down in the file, there might be a duet with a much longer name than this one, so I set the parameter wide enough to be sure to get it all. Now, you see in the line box, Music 1 recognizes Artist 1 and Artist 2 are on line 1 of each song record in this file. I select the machine location, and then in my text file window, I click to select a line which contains that data. It appears in my selection field above, and I select the area that contains the machine location. Then I click the Set button, and Music 1 recognizes that this data comes from line 2 of the record in the text file. On to Title. I select all of the area where title data might be, and click the Set button. Now in setting runtime, there is more data than I actually need. This file also contains a fraction of a second. I could import it, but if I don't want to, I just select the area of the data that I want. And there it is. My final field is the ending. This file has a C for cold and an F for fade. Now look at this. In the text file, all the titles and the artist are in capital letters. I'd like to have only the first letter of each name and title capitalized. So I select the field on the left, and then in the Caps selection menu, I tell Music 1 to give me initial caps only. I'll do this for my 3 fields. Now I click the Show Interpretation box and see what's going to happen. Robbie has capital R and W, and that's all. Next, let's look at the settings screen. Here we can tell Music 1 to create the tracks, which is what we're going to do, but sometimes we might be updating tracks. We might do that, say, if the station was changing digital automation systems and all the songs were going to have a new machine location number. I could tell Music 1 to read a text file that would have the artist and the machine location numbers, and to key off of either title and artist, or off of machine location, and then it would update all the song data, but would update only the 1 or 2 fields that I wanted updating within each record. I can also tell Music 1 to import non-music tracks. That would be for jingles and promos and voice tracks. If I were importing jingles, then I might have some jingles with the same title. I could tell Music 1 that it's okay to have duplicate titles. Now this is a music file and we're about to be creating the tracks, so let's change those 2 buttons back to be correct. Sometimes we might need to have some data read one way and then translated. For example, sometimes songs have numbered tempo codes, 1 being slow, 5 being fast, and they might be coded with letters. So down here we can tell Music 1 to read SS from the file and recognize that as slow, and maybe medium is MM and fast is FF. You can do the same with the other fields that you see in this window. Let's click back to the Define Fields window. When you have your definition created, you should be able to click on any song in the file anywhere in the text window down below, and the data from the song you've selected should appear properly in the top window. Let's scroll up to the top file and click on the first record. There's the title, the artist, the runtime, everything as it should be. Click on another song and take a quick look. Okay, then click on File Preparation and click the Import button, and the file will be imported. After that, you can close this window and Music 1 will ask you to name the file definitions template you've created. It will give it a .idf extension. When you do that, you can open it again, and the same import setup will be remembered. You won't have to redefine each and every one of the data fields for your import.